Right now, your immune system is aging. Not in any dramatic way, not in a way you would notice, but inside you, right now, there are white blood cells that are old, worn down, and less capable than when your body first made them. Your immune system does not announce this. It just quietly carries on. But what if there was a switch? A mechanism built into your biology that clears out those old cells and replaces them with brand new ones? What if all it took was not eating? In 2014, a team at the University of Southern California published a study in the journal Cell Stem Cell. The lead researcher was Cheng, working alongside Valter Longo, one of the most cited scientists in the world on fasting and longevity. Their question: what actually happens to the immune system when the body goes without food for 72 hours? The answer surprised them. Here's what you need to understand first. Your immune system is not a fixed object. It is a living, constantly renewing population of cells. Your white blood cells patrol your blood, your tissues, your lymph nodes at all times. They identify threats and destroy invaders. And like all cells in your body, they are built, used, and eventually retired. Old immune cells are less effective than young ones. They respond more slowly. They make more errors. A body running on an aging immune cell population has a quietly compromised defense, even if everything looks normal from the outside. What Cheng and Longo's team found was this. When the body is deprived of food for 72 hours, white blood cell counts fall significantly. At first glance, that looks alarming, like fasting is damaging the immune system. But that is not the complete picture. When the participants stopped fasting and began eating again, the researchers observed something they described as regeneration. The white blood cell count did not just recover. The body produced new ones. Fresh, functional immune cells, generated from a class of cells called haematopoietic stem cells. These are the master cells that sit at the very top of the blood cell family tree. Every white blood cell, every red blood cell, every platelet in your body traces its lineage back to them. Under normal conditions, they are dormant, waiting. The 72-hour fast activated them, and the trigger was a single molecule, IGF-1. Insulin-like growth factor 1 is a hormone your liver produces in response to eating. Under normal conditions, it stays elevated, keeping those stem cells dormant. The body is fed, busy maintaining what it already has. But during a prolonged fast, IGF-1 drops, and as it falls, a second molecule called pKa also decreases. When both fall below a certain threshold, the lock on the haematopoietic stem cells releases. They become active. They begin producing a fresh generation of immune cells. This is the cascade. Fasting drops IGF-1. IGF-1 drops pKa. Reduced. pKa activates the stem cells. New immune cells are built. And before that regeneration begins, something else happens. The body, sensing the absence of food, makes a calculation. It lets the oldest, most damaged white blood cells go. It clears them. The immune cell count drops not because the body is failing, but because the body is making room. This is the counterintuitive part. That apparent weakness in the middle of the fast is actually preparation. The body uses the absence of food as a signal to audit its own defenses, clear out what is no longer working, and rebuild when food returns. Longo described it directly. What his team was observing was not immunosuppression. It was renewal. The study involved 11 cancer patients fasting for 72 hours before and during chemotherapy cycles. Chemotherapy is notorious for destroying white blood cells, leaving patients dangerously vulnerable to infection. The patients who fasted showed a different pattern. Their immune systems appeared more resilient through treatment. The regeneration cycle seemed to give the immune system a way to survive what chemotherapy threw at it. One important note: this mechanism requires 72 hours, 3 full days without food. The 16-to-8 schedule most people follow is unlikely to trigger this specific pathway. And a 72-hour fast is not something to attempt without thinking it through, especially if you have diabetes, heart conditions, or a history of eating disorders. A conversation with your doctor first is genuinely worth it. But the finding itself points to something deeper. Your body has mechanisms most people never activate. Ancient pathways that evolution preserved because, for most of human history, extended periods without food were ordinary. The body was built for this. The stem cell activation, the immune renewal, the clearing and rebuilding. None of it was discovered by Cheng and Longo's team. It was rediscovered. 3 days without food. IGF-1 falling. Stem cells waking. Old cells cleared. New ones built. The body has always known how to answer the question of an aging immune system. Right now, your immune system is aging. But now, you know that your body has had the answer all along.